Hi everyone, happy Tuesday. Thank you for tuning in and welcome to episode 8 of Kannakids. Today I will be teaching you how to read a certificate of analysis, where to find it when shopping for full spectrum hemp products, and why this certificate is so important. At the end of this episode, you will officially become a critical consumer of full spectrum hemp products and feel confident with the purchases you are making when it comes to full spectrum hemp, or what you more commonly may know as CBD. In case this is your first time tuning in, I'm Vanessa, the medical cannabis nurse for kids, as well as the owner and CEO of Elevated Healing. Kannakids is my vlogging educational series that is released every Tuesday covering a new topic about medical cannabis. The purpose of this series is to provide you with the most up-to-date information you need to determine if medical cannabis is truly the right option for your child and their condition. Please note that I still advise, as many others would, that you should work hand in hand with a healthcare professional who is proficient in medical cannabis. Working with a healthcare professional who is proficient in medical cannabis will be able to determine the cannabinoid, THC, and terpene profile that may be most effective for your child and their symptoms, as well as give you a starting point for dosing, a titration protocol based on response, and the guide you need to find that trustworthy, high-quality product. A medical cannabis healthcare professional takes all the guesswork out for you and gets your child and your family where you want and where you need to be, which ultimately is symptom relief and improved quality of life. All right, so what is a certificate of analysis? Why do you need to know about it? How do you read it? And where do you find it? Well, a certificate of analysis is a lab report that gives you a snapshot of the chemical makeup of the product, or in more simpler terms, just tells you the contents within that product. For a full spectrum hemp product, the lab report will tell you the cannabinoid, terpene, THC, and contaminant profile. The certificate of analysis will not only verify that the product is truly what is being advertised, but it also checks for dangerous compounds such as pesticides and heavy metals, ultimately ensuring consumer safety. Believe it or not, a study done in 2017 found that nearly 70% of the CBD products advertised online are mislabeled and have significantly more or less CBD in their product than what they are actually advertising. This is significantly problematic and concerning, especially when the aim for implementing such a product like a full spectrum hemp is to help treat a symptom or a condition of symptoms. Knowing the contents within that product with the levels of potency is extremely important. This is truly the difference between symptom relief and no symptom relief, as well as a healing property versus doing more harm to an already ailing body. This is why it's so strongly advised that you work with a healthcare professional who is proficient in medical cannabis when treating your child's condition or even your own. It unfortunately is not just as simple as buying any CBD product online or in person and just taking the recommended dose that's listed on the product label. The CBD market is exploding, and CBD companies are popping up everywhere, making it more cumbersome and confusing for consumers to know who is a good player and who is not. Also, this industry currently remains unregulated, leaving consumers at the mercy of the honesty of the company they are looking to purchase products from, and to trust the claims that these companies are making. The labeling of the product alone is simply not enough, especially when products are sold online. This is why it is very important to find companies that have certificate of analyses available for their products and that you understand how to read these reports. A law-abiding, honest company will have certificate of analyses for their products. This is transparency, and this is what you need to be looking for. So where can you find the certificate? Well, most companies have a link to their certificate of analysis on their website associated with that particular product you're looking to purchase. Other companies now have a QR code on their products of which you can scan with your phone, and then that will just bring you to the certificate of analysis for that product. Now, when you open up a certificate of analysis, there's going to be a few things you want to check out right away. The first couple of details you want to pay attention to are the date to make sure it's recent, and also the batch number on the product matches the batch number on the lab report. Secondly, you want to make sure that the company performing the test is not the same company that is selling the product. You want to make sure that the product is being tested by a third party. If the company selling the product is also the company testing the product, I wouldn't necessarily trust this, and potentially this product could have a lot of bias and with regard to the contents. So at the top left of the certificate of analysis, there's information that identifies the sample for the testing and the batch from which the sample was extracted. On the top right, you will find the address and contact information of the company selling the product. Again, if the company is utilizing QR codes, you'll also find the QR code somewhere in this area of which you can scan and verify the authenticity of the report. This link will bring you to the third-party lab that performed the analysis, so consumers can actually cross-check the certificate of analysis to make sure it has not been fabricated. Now, on the lower part of the first page, this is where you'll find the cannabinoid profile that is detected in this particular sample, as well as the concentrations for each of the cannabinoids found. The cannabinoid profile can be from CBD, CBDA, CBG, and more, but this is going to vary greatly from company to company and from product to product, and each of these profiles are going to have different effects and target different symptoms. Work with a cannabis healthcare professional to help you out with this. Now, this section also is where you will find out if the product contains THC. In the case of hemp products, THC must be less than 0.3% by dry weight. In a full spectrum hemp product, there will be THC, but again, less than 0.3%. For those who want products without THC, you're looking for ND on the lab report next to THC, which means non-detected. Products that contain no THC, they're called broad spectrum hemp, not full spectrum hemp. Now, next to each cannabinoid that was detected in the product, there should be a corresponding concentration that is reported in either milligrams per gram or milligrams per ml. This will vary by third-party preference in reporting. Essentially, this will tell us the potency of the product and should be comparable to the concentrations listed on the product label. And for those who may be more visual, this information will also be laid out as a bar graph with the relative amounts of the various cannabinoids found in that sample. On the following page, you will come across the heavy metal and pesticide analysis. The heavy metal chart indicates which metals were tested, listed with their chemical symbol and name, as well as the concentration found in that sample. Again, ND means non-detected. In this particular certificate of analysis example, you will see that lead was the only heavy metal detected, which was 11 micrograms. Even though some heavy metal was detected, it is well below the allowed limit. These limits of safe ingestion allowed per day are determined by the State Department of Public Health and U.S. Pharmacopeia and what third-party labs abide by when testing hemp products. So as long as the heavy metal tested is non-detected or well below the safe ingestion limits, the product is safe to consume. Also on this page, you will find the pesticide analysis, which tests for all most common pesticides in parts per billion. Again, you will find ND for non-detected, and in the status column, which is the last column, you'll find pass if the sample is under the legal limit and no pass if the levels are above the limit. If the certificate of analysis shows ND and pass, the product is safe to consume. Last but not least, the terpene profile. Now, one thing I should mention is that not all companies test for terpenes, or some products truly have no terpenes in them due to the extraction process used, or the terpene profile may be proprietary to the company. Terpenes are the aromatics and flavors of the plant, but they are also very powerful compounds that can really provide greater symptom relief. Each of these terpenes have different properties, and when in the presence of other cannabinoids and THC, they will have greater success in providing results. If you find a company that tests for terpenes and lists them on their certificate of analysis, this is a plus. The terpene profile can better guide a cannabis healthcare professional as to which product may work best for your child, their symptoms, and their condition. All right, so I know I just provided you with a ton of information, but it will prove to be useful, and this is what will set you apart from those non-critical consumers. If there's anything you should pull out of today's video, it's the following. If the company does not provide certificate of analyses online with their products or a QR code to verify third-party lab testing, don't purchase the product. You want a company that is transparent with their consumers, and you want to feel confident that what you're purchasing is safe, and it's exactly what the company says it is. In an industry with limited regulation, it's difficult to decipher the good from the bad, but now you know exactly what to look for. Refer back to last week's episode as well and review all the criteria you need to be a savvy consumer of CBD products. Okay, so let's wrap it up finally. That is it for today. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something new and interesting. If you or anyone you know is seeking to add medical cannabis to their regimen, but you're unsure how to do so, speaking with a healthcare professional who is proficient in medical cannabis is strongly encouraged and advised. Here at Elevated Healing, we provide you with the guidance you need in navigating the world of cannabis for your child and their condition. Visit www.elevated-healing.com. Also, please share this video with anyone you think may enjoy it, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Kannakids. Enjoy the rest of your week. Until I see you next week again, be safe, be healthy, and always know there's hope around the corner. Bye, everyone.